Video blog of Java G4, episode 3. Let's see, what's new? Nothing. No responses. I sent a package to G4 full of like old computer games, and not even a response from that. I even sent emails saying like, "Hey, I'm sending this," and showed them some, sent some pictures along saying, or like showing what it was, what the package contained, and like what the package even looked like. No response. And I sent it like, over 2.5 weeks ago. So, I hope it wasn't lost, but maybe it was. But at the same time, like, why aren't these guys responding? Why didn't they say like, all right, we'll keep an eye out or something? But the address I used was like the return address from the packages that G4 sends me from like my video voicemails and stuff. I am, let's see, I'm not despondent or not upset or sad or angry about, not having any headway on this. It's like, it's like anything you want, sometimes you have to struggle for it, sometimes, it doesn't come easily. I'll just keep plugging away at it, like this was this video blog, and just see what happens. But like I said, I don't expect to be given something. I expect to work for it. To actually achieve something, and so that way if I do get a job there, people don't look at me as like, well, this is just a gimme. This is like this guy did whatever, and so he's given the job. I actually want to just earn the respect, earn my place, and just like everybody else. And that's part of what's hard about it is that you do have to earn it. So, but like I said, anything else you have to do in life, and it's amazing. Amazing thing about the military is that it teaches you. It doesn't really matter how much it hurts. It's or how difficult things can be. Just keep plugging away at it. But and even then, for me, I knew that before I joined the Army that like some of the jobs I did and like the lifestyle I was living in college, it was like barely scraping by with any money. I'm used to struggle, used to like just like not getting things the way I want, and cause it's life, and really just you just enjoy what you do have. So that way, because that way you are happy, that way you are content with what you have, and you don't feel that you need to improve or stuff like that. But at the same time, you don't want to sit back and sit idle. This is like the other aspect of the video blog is that, what I'm attempting is very hard. It's you'd almost say impossible in some cases. Like that I could just appeal to a group of people, through an internet medium, and say like, hey, hire me. And luckily I'm not doing it for an online presence because. Oh boy, who knows what could happen for that? But it's like any kind of position there, and but the thing is, I would like to be, if possible, part of the creative talent, or maybe have some impact in some way, or at least just be able to like to sit in that room and watch things be created, and maybe help in some way. And the reason why, and the thing is, I'm not saying that because I don't think I bring anything to the table. I mean, I bring years of experience and lots of different things, and it's basically everything, related to the subject matter of the channel and the show. Like I know about the geeky, nerdy books. I played, or a lot of the games. Not too big in the comic books, but I know about them. Not big in the cars, but I know about them. I kind of know a bit about celebrity movie culture, but I'm more of like more into the films, more into the stories and stuff like that. What else? The big in the history. I know enough about politics, and really I think my biggest thing is that I'm big into observation, but I'm also pretty big into like just understanding culture and society, and I think that's something that the G4 network represents is a cult, an aspect of culture, an aspect of our society, that this group of internet gaming culture, which you a better name for it. But I really think that is like what G4 is representing, or at least I hope is what they're aiming for. Or maybe they don't realize that that's what really they should be aiming for. And it's a niche culture, unfortunately. It'd be kind of hard, to make that profitable. But I mean, like look at Cartoon Network. What's Adult Swim? Adult Swim is one aspect of Cartoon Network, but it appeals to adults, young adults. And why? Well, it's because a cartoon doesn't necessarily mean childlike or childish. It's just a form of entertainment. It's a form of unique entertainment. And in particular, like when you watch The Simpsons and Family Guy and American Dad, what it is about those shows is not how much like life they can recreate. It's what sort of parodies about life, what sort of ideas and spins on ideas can they create, and the best humor always has an element of truth to it, and that's what you see in a lot of the especially like the Family Guy and American Dad programs that there's a lot of this humor, but it's all kind of based on reality, or based on what is the truth of the matter. And a lot of times the truth ain't pretty, truth ain't cute or nice. And so like the other aspect about or for the show that I can bring in is my perception on what's going on, what people are saying, in particular different shows, especially like talking head shows, or especially if people are giving speeches. I seem to be pretty good at reading between the lines, and even with like newspapers and articles and magazine articles, stuff like that. Like I said, my power is observation. What I do is I look and I observe and I understand both like where the person's coming from, what they're trying to say, what they're trying to impact, or like what sort of goal they're trying to get at. And even if I don't get it right away, I can talk to enough people, get a sense based off their reaction what's going on, and then give a pretty good estimation of things. Sometimes it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But lately, I think it's been working pretty well. I've been able to hit the mark, so to speak, on just understanding what's going on, and that's what if I have access to the resources, or if I got the right group of people around me, I can usually come up with something pretty good. Comedy wise, I'm kind of hit or miss. I'm more of a situational comedy kind of guy. Whatever the situation is, if anything, it's kind of like Kevin Pereira, the way he behaves. So that's kind of the reason why I wanted to get a job with you guys, because it seems like Kevin Pereira is me, but at a younger age. And it's, like I said, my comedy is kind of situational. It's whatever is going on around me, and that I can react to, and give a comment about, and like either point out some interesting thing about it, like not necessarily funny, but it's like kind of ironic, or I can crack a joke about it. And so I mean that's I think if anything I could possibly be a better straight, and set up the comedy, because that's the other aspect to any guys at home looking at this, you got to realize that comedy is not just who cracks the joke, it's who sets up the joke. So that's why comedy teams they had the straight and the comedian. What else? Let's see, my military background, which hey, right there, I'm a hard worker. See, I have a security clearance, so I'm good with my money. Never had to kill anybody, so I don't bring that experience to the table, sadly. But but I do have enough experience military-wise, with like there was I hung out with ROTC before I went to college, or like when I was in college, and